Take a look at Bitcoin. It briefly crossed $80,000 earlier today. It's now up 186 at $79,066. ProCap financial chairman and CEO Anthony Pompliano joins me now. Anthony, what's behind the rally? It's really picked up in the last, well, let's see, Bitcoin is up 28% in just 8 days.
Well, look, there's two things. There's a short-term catalyst and a long-term catalyst. The short-term catalyst has been that the Treasury has said that they're going to step in. They're going to double their purchases of long-dated yield and Treasuries. And it's a reminder, the U.S. government is never, ever, ever going to stop printing money. And as long as they keep printing money, Bitcoin's going to keep going up over the long run. There's a saying that Bitcoin has no top because the dollar has no bottom, and I think that people got reminded of that. Now, the second thing is that there's a much bigger long-term trend at play here, which is AI is creating an age of abundance. We're going to get an abundance of intelligence. The money printing is going to be an abundance of dollars. And so in a world of abundance, you want scarcity, and Bitcoin is one of the most scarce assets in the world. And so I think that this convergence of AI and Bitcoin, while it may seem like two different technologies, actually, as AI becomes much more popular, you're going to see Bitcoin become much more valuable.
As you look in your crystal ball, how high do you think it could be by the end of this year, 2026?
I have no clue how high Bitcoin's going to go. I just know that over my lifetime, it is going significantly higher. I think that people who continue to dollar cost average into Bitcoin and hand it to their grandkids one day will have very, very happy grandkids. And look, we see this, on our platform, Sylvia, which is an AI CFO that people come in and they connect their accounts. We can actually see on an anonymized basis about 10% or so of assets are sitting inside of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And, we now have crossed over the $60 billion threshold on that platform. And so when you see these self-directed investors putting just about double-digit percentage of their assets into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, it tells me that they have a very long time horizon, right? They're thinking about this asset as a very real asset in their portfolios. And so if they're doing that today and they continue to dollar cost average, that persistent buying pressure with the backdrop of the money printing, I think will send this asset significantly higher in the coming years.
Very good. Next one for you, Anthony. Fed Chair Kevin Warsh is going to be speaking at Jackson Hole on Friday. What does he need to say or not say, do you think, to keep Bitcoin's rally alive?
Well, look, I think the beauty of Kevin Warsh is that he's basically said, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do in the future. I'm going to wait till we get the information, and then we'll make that decision, and we'll tell you what we're doing when we're doing it. What I do think is maybe a very big story, though, right now that most people aren't talking about is Stanley Druckenmiller recently published this op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, and people are positioning this as Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, versus Stanley Druckenmiller. I don't think that's a story at all. I actually think the exact opposite is true. I think that Scott Bessent and Stanley Druckenmiller both come from the school of Soros. They both learned to invest together. And I believe that it is much more likely that Stanley Druckenmiller actually published this op-ed with the support of Scott Bessent, because Scott Bessent knows to keep his job and do what the administration wants him to, he's got to go and manipulate the yields. But at the same time, both of these guys know the U.S. government is out of control in terms of money spending, and whether it's Republicans or Democrats, they've got to knock it off. And so I think that actually it is not Scott Bessent versus Stanley Druckenmiller. I think it's Bessent and Druckenmiller both getting that op-ed published and really trying to push back against the public narrative.
Very good. Interesting stuff. Anthony, so much thank you, as always, for joining us on the trials and tribulations of Bitcoin, which, of course, is moving much higher in recent days. Thank you so much.